Travis Kelce has been sticking around Kansas City for a long time. That's where I'm going to start today. I was fascinated by some of his comments in a lengthy profile in Vanity Fair. Once a football player makes it to Vanity Fair, that tells you that that football player has crossed over beyond the usual helmets and shoulder pads existence. And for Kelce, it really happened when he became the host of Saturday Night Live after Super Bowl 57, early in this very lengthy article, but which is very well done, but it is very long. And for those of us with short attention spans, it takes some effort to get through it all. But early on, it's clear that this SNL thing was a work in progress. It didn't just fall out of the sky. It was something he wanted, something he had hoped for, something he made a goal, and he worked and he worked and he worked to get the attention of the appropriate people at SNL to get on the show. He had to cozy up to Lorne Michaels at a post-show party some months earlier than that. The Chiefs needed to win the Super Bowl, and then Lorne Michaels had to get beyond the fact that Travis Kelce is not a quarterback, because typically they want quarterbacks to host. Quarterbacks ideally from a team that has just won the Super Bowl. But Travis Kelce was able to get the assignment, and he did a great job. And it's clear when you read this, he's got ideas and plans beyond football, whether it's beyond broadcasting, beyond podcasting, getting into acting. There's a lot of things that you can tell he wants to do. And he also seems to be intentionally cryptic about what he would like to do, because, hey, if you put out there what your goal is and you fail to reach it, you end up looking like a failure. So it's kind of like having political aspirations. You never say them out loud in the event that you don't achieve them. I think Kelce understands whatever he's planning to do may be different from what he ultimately ends up doing. So I tell the world, this is what I want to do, because that may not happen, but it may be something else that ends up being just as impactful and lucrative for Travis Kelce. Lucrative is not how we would describe his current contract. And that was the football stuff that got the bulk of my attention when he pivoted to talking about how much he makes relative to other pass catchers, not tight ends, but great pass catchers. The top of the receiver market technically is $30 million per year, although to get to $30 million, there's some back-end fluff in the Tyreek Hill contract that he won't earn. Still, it's generally accepted that 30 is the top. 27, 28 is more realistic. Regardless, Travis Kelce's at 14 as his average annual compensation. 14. He's at half of what the best receivers are making, and he's in the same category as the best receivers. And he deals with that in a variety of ways. One, they win. And when you're winning, that goes a long way toward looking past some of the business things that may be bugging you. If they weren't winning, he might feel differently. Of course, the fact that they're winning and the fact that he has such a key role in their winning is one of the things that highlights how underpaid he is. If they were just a middle-of-the-pack team, we wouldn't be saying Travis Kelce should be getting a lot more money than what he's getting. But if he was putting up the numbers that he puts up, see, that's where it becomes the dog chasing its tail. He's putting up those numbers and helping the team win. It's rare to see a guy like that put up the kind of numbers he'd put up without the team winning, but he's just a piece of the broader effort to win. And by keeping his pay down, I mean, his production would still be what it is, but by keeping his pay down, they have money to pay to others. And also by keeping his pay down, by keeping Patrick Mahomes' pay down, it makes it easier to go to others and say, look, two most important players on the team aren't taking market value. And this may be the core of whatever is going on with the Chiefs and Chris Jones, because it's entirely possible Chris Jones is saying, I don't care that Patrick Mahomes is underpaid. I don't care that Travis Kelce is underpaid. That's their problem. I'm trying to get paid. And look, I've got a limited number of years when I can play at this level. And that window is going to start closing on me because of the pounding that I take, the physical wear and tear. I'm not protected by the rules that protect quarterbacks. I'm not protected by the rules that protect receivers and pass catchers. So that theory that others will happily take less because the two best players on the team are taking less may not apply to the third best player or maybe second best player or second most important player on the team, frankly. It could be Mahomes, Jones, Kelce, not Mahomes, Kelce, Jones. But it's just important to keep that in mind as the Chiefs try to make Chris Jones happy about his current contract situation. Kelce tolerates it in part because Mahomes tolerates it, I believe. He didn't say that. He wasn't asked that in this Vanity Fair article, but I think it goes a long way toward making Travis Kelce content, or at least not actively discontent, because Mahomes deals with the fact that he's not the highest paid quarterback in football, even though he should be. But still, Kelce, at roughly half of what the top receivers are making, there's reason for him to be upset. And he admitted at times it feels like he's being taken advantage of. And the Chiefs have found this sweet spot, this balance, where they're able to get by with having some of the best players in football, not at market value. They had a guy who clamored for market value, and they traded him away, and it worked out. They won the Super Bowl in the first year without him. And Kelce mentions that. You see Tyreek Hill go get $30 million a year, but he didn't win. We won. Now, they made it to the playoffs, and frankly, they would have been better if their quarterback had been able to play the full season, but that's a different issue. The Chiefs won without Tyreek Hill. Tyreek Hill didn't win without the Chiefs. So that helps Kelce kind of hold it together. But he's 33. How many more years does he have left? And he intends to finish out his contract. Well, here's the reality. If he ever gets to the point where his production isn't matching the salary he is getting, they're going to tear that contract up instantly. So Kelce has come to terms with the business side of football by enjoying the winning. And for the teams that are winning, that goes a long way to providing an alternative to actually paying them. It's like a bank where the bank makes everyone a vice president because we're going to give you a title in lieu of giving you more money. Everyone's a vice president of this, vice president of that. Hey, I'm not getting paid a lot of money, but I'm a vice president. Travis Kelce's got Super Bowl rings. He's going to fight for his right to party. And he is getting to party, but he's not fighting for his right to full and appropriate compensation. And Chiefs fans get upset when I point this out because they just want to win. They don't care about how much money Travis Kelce is making. They don't care about how much money Patrick Mahomes is making. From the perspective of the average fan, they're making more than I am, so I don't care. Boo-hoo. Oh, you're only making $14 million. How will you ever survive? That's the reaction. But come on, folks, take a step back. Is it really fair that the best receivers are making twice what Travis Kelce is making? Is it fair to expect Chris Jones to take less just because other players on the team are taking less? Without him, they don't win Super Bowl 54 and they don't get to Super Bowl 57. We've made that case in the past, even with Mahomes and everyone else. Without Chris Jones, who freaked out Jimmy Garoppolo in the fourth quarter of Super Bowl 54 and who single-handedly harassed Joe Burrow and kept him from going down the field and winning the game late in January that would have sent the Bengals, not the Chiefs, to the Super Bowl. Without him, they don't have those two rings. So I fully support the efforts of players to get everything they can while they can because they have a limited window to do so. They have no equity. This is it for their life. Unless you are Travis Kelce and you're going to end up being the next Rock or Arnold Schwarzenegger. Who else is ever going to pay you anything close to what they're paying you to play football if you're a great football player? This is it. Get what you can while you can. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.